Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? Holla at your boys, Jeremy Alexander, with RealTrading.com. We're doing absolutely fantastic. So here's the SPY today. This is the ETF that tracks the Standard & Poor's 500. And yesterday during Tech Giant Tuesday, we discussed and planning for an inside day candle tomorrow and a break higher on Thursday and or Friday. So we got the inside day candle today, right? So we talked about that 24 hours ago. How does your boy do it? Anyway, so there's a little bit of a resistance right here on the SPY. So what I'm watching for tomorrow is a break above that price, looking for some bullish action to continue. If we zoom in here on the hourly chart, here's the hourly, looks nice. Again, you got that beautiful little resistance right about here. And again, here's the high from yesterday. So I'm watching and keeping a very close eye, my weekly option traders, on something like that for the SPY. So we'll see what she does from there. So that's pretty much the SPY. My good buddy Dean in Florida has himself a 228.50 put sale on the SPY. Here's the Qs, not too much to talk about in the Qs. Made a little bit of a higher high today. My buddy Matt here in Nashville has a 127 put sale on the Qs. And the IWM, which is the Russell 2000 ETF, also made a higher high and a higher low. A lot of traders enjoying and reaping the benefits of this 127, 126 bull put spread, credit spread on the IWM, which is well below the 200-something moving average and looking pretty good. All right, so I got a lot of requests for this one. I like it. I'm pumped. Thanks so much for watching this, guys. I love the reviews and I love getting to interact with you. So let's look at some of the stocks that requested. Here's two stocks, ExxonMobil from Thomas. So ExxonMobil on a weekly chart. Realistically, at this particular point in time, it's going to be very, very boring. I don't see any real direction, long-term or short-term on ExxonMobil. I mean, really, back from 2007 until today, we couldn't be much flatter than where we were. Now, saying that to say, you'll notice a giant higher low, lower high pattern on ExxonMobil. So over the next 3 to 4 years, maybe we do something like this. And as you all know, I love ExxonMobil long-term. But here on the daily charts, most energies are at least slightly bouncing. So here on the very, very short term, this is the daily, and you do have some really good support resistance right about this $81 price range on ExxonMobil. And you'll also notice I already have a purple line in here from this previous resistance. So this is going to be a nice little resistance level. So Thomas, if you're looking at this potentially being the double bottom, I would agree. I would wait for it to close above the neckline, retest, and then bounce. Target one be 84.80. I'm not going to take that trade personally. I just usually approach ExxonMobil from more of a long-term perspective, very blue chip, buy low, sell high, because it doesn't do very much usually. Here's CVS, and CVS, actually watching this one to see what's going to go on here. The very interesting pattern on CVS. The long-term moving averages, we are very, very far below. I shouldn't say very, very far. We're far below the 100 and the 200 simple. What's interesting about CVS is we have a lower high here. We have a support right about there. And we've broken down big time on CVS. Now, if we're looking at just numerically, it's a pretty healthy pullback. From here in 2010, we were at 25, up to 110, and now we've retraced to about 70. So it's about a 30% pullback. So that's healthy on a longer term trend. So that's a good thing. But if it keeps going lower, that wouldn't be a super good thing, right? So here's the daily chart on CVS, and we are below the 100 and the 100 simple moving average. I was actually looking at if CVS closes below 77.88, I'd be a little bit more bearish and maybe even considering a strangle. I was looking at earlier yesterday, or Monday, I'm sorry, a June strangle on CVS. So we have this little triangle pattern. I have no idea which way I was going to break out. So I was looking at a 75, buying some puts there and buying some calls on the 85 for June. And then I also looked at August. So I was looking at those two kind of time frames on CVS, and those prices both aren't outrageous. It isn't a triangle. There's no question about that. The only question really is it going to break out or is it going to keep trading sideways? And if it does break out, is it going to continue bullish or bearish? So interesting to see what CVS will do, but right now the only trade that I really like a lot is either a close below 72.88 or a close above 79.15, and maybe, just maybe, this time we'll actually break above the 100 simple if we do break out. My friend Artur wanted to look at ticker symbol OCUL, OC Ocular Therapeutics, yes, OCLR, sorry. OCLR is what I typed, but maybe I did that wrong. OCLR. Okay, they're both stocks. I'm going to go with OCLR. They're both stocks. I love that. So here's OCLR on the daily chart. Let me zoom out to this on a weekly little bit. I don't have a lot of familiarity with this stock. Ooh, very, very strong price. Okay, a lot of volume coming in recently too. Wow, this 837, safe to say we've been around here before. So just off the top of my head, on a weekly chart, it looks more bullish. You're absolutely getting some volume coming in here, and that is a good thing if you're looking at trading a stock. And here is the daily chart on OCLR. So again, a lot of good bullish volume coming in, a little bit of an upper shadow today. So 837 would be a great buying opportunity if we ever got back down there again. You do have some support resistance right about here. Let me pull up the long-term moving averages because really we already got the bounce. Yeah, here's the one white soldier right there. One white soldier at a support, that 837 price range. You guys just saw where I got that from on a weekly perspective. That was really the great buying opportunity. At this point, if I was looking at trading OCLR, I would do one of two things. I would either wait for a little bit more of a pullback and then buy the dip again around 920, or let it consolidate some, trade sideways, and then close above the high of today or yesterday. But if you are getting in bullish right now already, because again, here's a little bit of a double bottom. A little bit of a double bottom. It did close with the neckline. We kind of did retest. If you're already in bullish, Artur, I get it. It makes sense. I like the volume. I like the moving averages. It doesn't scream bullish, but it looks more bullish than bearish. So if you're in long, I think that's really the best case scenario. And if you're not, I think either waiting for that pullback or waiting for a close above today's high, if it trades sideways a little bit, would probably be the best. Derek was looking at Darden Restaurant, ticker symbol DRI, and Darden Restaurants had a beautiful bullish gap and go yesterday. So ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on Darden. Here's a weekly chart. If I zoom out here on DRI, this is a big zoom out. You'll notice we're at all-time highs on Darden Restaurant. Never been higher. And to top it off, the gap occurred as a bullish gap and go. I'm all about that gap, no candle. Beautiful volume coming in right above that previous all-time high. Flawless day trading opportunity for those who traded it bullish. Zane, shout outs to you, man, congratulations. So at this point, what to do on Darden? Well, realistically, you really have two choices. Play the breakout or buy the dip. And which one's gonna work? I don't know, honestly. So here's the hourly chart on Darden. I'm gonna turn the exponential moving averages off. So the extended hours off. So with the extended hours off, I'd probably look to buy the dip again around 81.50 and then have a stop somewhere down here. That's opportunity or choice number one. Choice number two on Darden is just taking a breakout above the high. Personally, all-time high breakouts have been deplorable for the last 3 or 4 years. So if my money's on the line on Darden, I'm going to wait for a little more of a pullback, something like that, which might not happen, granted, so I might miss some trades. But if it does occur, this is really where I would prefer to buy, around that $81 price range about a month from now, once these moving averages catch up, and then let DRI run to the moon. In fact, you'll notice Panera did something very, very similar. So here's Panera, had a beautiful bullish gap and go at an all-time high right here on the 8th of February. I mean, almost identical, very similar industry too. And you'll see that's exactly what it did. I mean, to the penny. You can't make this stuff up. It happens all the time. So if my money's on Darden, I'm waiting for that little pullback, that congestion into the moving averages and looking at playing it bullish. But we've at least got the direction that we're looking for. Bullish is it. Here's ABX. ABX, this is one that Glenn is looking for. And here's your weekly chart on ABX. Good to know. I already got my lines on this one. I trade this one a lot. Look at it a lot for a lot of traders. And really, we're in some type of channel type of feel. So again, this is a weekly chart. And you'll notice we've been here before. Right? So here's the previous channel on ABX. We're between this $13 and $19 range. And we really have chopped in there for a while. There are more traders than 7 thinking this could be some type of weird inverted head and shoulders pattern. That I do not disagree with. But before that can happen, you would need a close above this neckline, and then a retest, and then a bounce. So you got a while to go before you would actually get in long. So back over here to the daily candles on ABX. It's not at a buying location, in my personal opinion, yet. Again, I would like it to see it break above this resistance and retest, just like it did over here. Right, break above, pull back, and there's your buy. So that's a good 10% gain right there, just on that move on ABX. And then of course it gaps down, gap action, retest gap, gap down, retested, and eventually kind of trade lower into some of the support area. So from here on ABX, if you're looking at trading it bullish, I'd wait. Maybe do some put sales down here at 1320 over earnings for May or June if there's any premium in there. If there's not, I'd probably see if ABX can break out, retest, and then buy the dip. Really quick announcement. Spring is here, and if you are interested in possibly snagging an RLT, feel free to do so. I will put the link in the description box below. Just get a t-shirt. If you want a real life trading t-shirt, I've been wearing a lot of my videos, and a lot of people have been asking me, hey, where do I get a t-shirt? So if you want one, boom, it's right there. That's just something for fun, just in case anybody wants it. Let's go look at Snapchat really quick. Ticker symbol SNAP. Snapchat, you'll notice I wanted to close below 2210. Guess what? We did not close below 2210 today, so the wait is still on. In fact, I really kind of do like today's candle, so much so in fact that I think I might be watching this tomorrow, because this really could be a pretty decent bracket trade. And the reason I say it could be a good bracket trade is check this pattern out. Boom, boom, boom. Possible inverted head and shoulders, right? So if this candle is going to be pretty important. If we break this candle down bearish, I think it could get in bearish. I'll scoot that down to right there. And I still want to close above 24.54. But if we get a break above here bullish, 22.77, I'll put it to you this way. I won't be buying puts if it breaks above there. So I'm going to keep a pretty close eye on Snapchat. Looks like the 20 EMA has formed today. It's at 22.14. So moving averages are starting to form on Snapchat. I love it. RHT Red Hat, another beautiful bullish gap and go to an all-time high. Here's the weekly chart on Red Hat. No, I'm sorry. This is not the all-time high. This had a tech bubble. Yeah, tech bubble back in 2000. Wouldn't have been fun to trade. So Red Hat, not an all-time high. Apologies. So that is a good thing because the all-time highs have been just deplorably awful for bullish moves and breakouts in the last 3 to 4 years. They always retest. The challenge with this one is Red Hat's already had a big move. We've already gone from, let's just call it 70 into 88. So $18 move over the course of 4 months. So we're talking greater than 25% return. So that's a pretty big deal. I do love yesterday's candle. Today's candle is also very, very cute with an inside day candle. So Red Hat, absolutely keep this one on your radar to watch it if it's going to break out bullish. If it does, that is the direction of the trend. Can't argue that. The longer this trades sideways, the better I like it. And the reason I'm saying that is, again, the amount it's already moved bullish. I want it to trade sideways some, let these moving averages catch up, and then bloop, pop it higher. That would be almost flawlessly perfect if that can happen. Got 2 more. So I had traders request AEYE, Applied Optoelectronics. This stock has been getting a lot of attention recently, and that's why. Here's the weekly chart on AEYE. And unfortunately, if you're not in right now, you're 100% chasing it. You're behind the bus, catching exhaust fumes. You missed this one in a big, big way. I missed it as well. Don't worry, don't feel bad. Can't catch them all, right? This is not Pokemon. Here's the daily chart on Applied Optoelectronics. Really, the pullback, if you're wondering, was right there. That's the pullback, right? Very, very strong bullish trend. It all started with a bullish gap action. Beautiful bullish gap action right there, right above resistance. That was the start. So this is when you want to get back in early January. Beautiful move, retest gap. There's the retest. Another bullish gap and go on earnings. Another huge move. And then we pull back into the double bottom. We close above the neckline. We retested it, and then we bounced again. So on ticker symbol AEYE, unfortunately, it'd be impossible for me to buy right here. I like the pennant pattern. If I'm day trading it, that's another thing. I might day trade a little bit of a breakout, but you got to buy low, sell high. So I'm going to wait for AEYE to pull back at least into $54 and then look to buy the dip because right now I just couldn't buy it right here. It's already moved way, way too far. Again, you're looking at, oh geez, over 100% move in 3 months. So you're chasing it on AEYE. Look for the pullback. VRTX, this was a big one today. VRTX, a lot of people asking about this one. Here's the weekly chart on VRTX. So my guess on this pharmaceutical company is you have a support resistance right about there. I think I can draw that a little bit better. Let me scoot that up. There we, oops, nope, sorry. There we go. Perfect. So the support resistance here at 102.82. It is a very, very bullish gap. But again, keep in mind, we have gone from 74 to 112, so 40 points-ish this year. Almost 50% return. Huge move on VRX, up 20% today, massive. It is a bullish gap and go, however. On the cool side of this particular trade, if we're looking at it, what we do have on VRTX is a nice upper shadow. If you got a chance, you might have seen this trade come across your desk. Now, granted, I did post 2 trades yesterday, and we lost on both of those trades. So I posted 2 trades yesterday and lost on both of those. One on DEPO and one on NVIDIA for almost 2 Rs. This particular trade made 2.23 Rs on. So between yesterday and today, the day trades that we posted on VRTX, this was a fade. And you'll notice, by the way, this is really cool. This is exciting stuff. I love it when I get lucky like this. I said looking for a gap to fill. I'll leave this open until 2:15 Eastern. If it doesn't fill, I'll cancel it. So, ready to see what happened? All right, so it traded right up into the limit sell and rolled over. By the way, right here, 2:16 Eastern. Within a minute, and trade to the 2-hour target. Holla at your boy. So that's VRTX. That was a day trade for the day. Exciting stuff. So what's it going to do from here? Honestly, probably fade a little bit more. It's a big, big upper shadow. It could bounce. There's no denying it. It's a very, very strong bullish gap. Play the move on that guy right there. High wave candle. If it breaks down, look to fade it. If it breaks up, look to play it bullish, I guess. And last but not least for today, Lulu is gapping on earnings, and it's gapping down hard right now. So it's at 54.50. So I got the morning day trading room tomorrow, Friday, and Monday. Latoya is in Japan right now. Monday is Mentorship Monday, so she normally rocks out the mic Thursday. So if you want to join the room, I'll be there all day tomorrow, all day Friday, and all day Monday if you want to trade with me and get some knowledge action on, even if you just signed up for 3 days. Just something to consider. Anyway, Lulu will be on my radar tomorrow. Here's how I'm going to look to play it. It's gapping down into a very strong support. I will either look to buy calls tomorrow that expire on Friday or puts, depending on how it opens. Probably calls. We'll see, because it's gapping down into a very good support. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me today. Thanks so much for tuning in. You rock. I will see you later. And until next time, love life, and trade it. Bye-bye.